안녕하십니까? 그럼
지금부터 제11회 여수 광양항 국제 포럼
So let us begin the last session, session number 3. Today's forum is being live streamed on YouTube and Facebook, and if you leave comments in the comment box, you can win a prize. So the chair of the last session is Mr. Jung Yong-lok, who served as a researcher at Korea Institute for International Economic Policy and economic minister at the Korean Embassy to China, and now a professor at Seoul National University. Good afternoon. I am Jung Yong-lok, and today it's raining actually, so if we held this event offline, well, we could have had some problems, but anyways, it is very meaningful that we can hold this event online with participants from all over the world. So during this last session, we are going to talk about tourism port. So we do not have sufficient time for this discussion, but we will do our best to learn as much as possible. So we have two speakers, and we also have a panel discussion. So please keep your time to 10 to 15 minutes for your presentation. And comments will be about 3 to 5 minutes. So one of the speakers is Mr. Ha Dong-won, expert researcher at Korea Tourism Organization. And the other speaker is Mr. Ko Dong-hwan, who is attending this event online and who is representing GS Brand. So we're going to listen to the presentations from these two speakers. And then for the panel discussion, we are expecting Director Jang Min-jae at Hanwha Hotel Resorts and Mr. Yu Jae-hung, head of ASEA Cruise Training Development Center, and Mr. Kwak Haeng-gu, researcher at Gwangju Jeonnam Research Institute. So we begin now without further ado. So please let me invite Mr. Ha Dong-won. And if you want to know more about Mr. Ha, you can just search him on Google, then you'll know more about him.
Hi everyone. I am honored to be a part of this meaningful event. And the topic of my presentation is the role of Yeosu Port for the vitalization of marine tourism. That was the title of my presentation. First, Yeosu Gwangyang Port mainly focuses on the logistics rather than tourism, right? So what kind of role can Yeosu Gwangyang Port play for tourism? And what is marine tourism? And the role of Yeosu Port for the marine tourism. So what is tourism? Inland or the maritime? So tourism can be described as traveling or trips. So the subject and object and the media of the tourism need to come together for the completion of tourism. There is somebody who needs to go on a tour and a place where they go to, and then the media of different services. And tourism can be a stepping stone for the improvement of the industry. There are aspects of developing resources of the tourism, but also there needs to be the product development and infrastructure as well as the service development for tourism. The most important part of the tourism is the interaction with the consumers. Just like any other fields, in this regard, you need to really understand the trends. So in terms of a tourism trend, recently focuses on the valuable consumption and life balancing and hybrid technology and analog sensibility. These are somewhat different trends compared to before. So looking into the tourism trend, growing awareness in tourism is the keyword. And there is a single integrated traveling app developed. And in Korea, the keyword reform is a hot keyword. Regional YouTubers. So there is a growing number of YouTubers producing local travel contents, and there is enjoy and critique food, foodie and food critic at the same time, and finding your own trip, especially like finding some hidden great spots. And also the acceleration of digitization are the trends. So against this backdrop, and preparing for the post-COVID-19 era, we did some analysis. Starting from February up until now, how could we pick up the trend of tourism? The more preferred type of tourism is the short distance travel, as well as camping, and the family-based daily tourism. And the eco area increased demand for tourism, and clean and COVID-19 free areas are hot issues. But due to time constraint, I will kind of skip through this concept of tourism, marine tourism. Marine tourism is basically an activity for pursuing change beyond daily life. So it's on the seashore, surface of the sea, in the middle of the sea, and also in the bottom of the sea. And marine tourism really relies on the overall condition of the sea. And it lacks accessibility. So looking into the trend of the maritime tourism, you also need to advance the quality of the tourism. And in that regard, the seasonality is very important in maritime tourism. And in Korea, which has the 4 distinct seasons, can be a quite good thing, but as for the marine tourism, clear seasonality can be a weakness as well. So it is our task to come up with ways to overcome such high seasonality, and we need to be able to include the inland tourism as well. Surface of the sea tourism is important, but also the seashore tourism is also the focus that we should take interest in. So looking at the characteristics of the marine tourism, there are 3 different types: sports type, recreation type, and experience type. Usually, on the spaces where that is close to inland or beach, there is more activities, and the further you go into the sea, there is less number of activities that you could enjoy. So in Yeosu Port, there can be 3 different spaces where you could come up with 3 different strategies to attract more tourists. I've done a lot of survey and studies. As a result, I found out that for different seasons, there are different types and styles of tourism. So when we prepare for the development of this industry, we need to think about each seasons and related activities. When we look into the common area of those seasons, visit and field trips and rest and healing and food and the traditional food experience, they are not really bound to particular seasons. I looked at the master plan for maritime tourism promotion. They are classified, each spots of Korea Peninsula are classified differently, but then you should not divide these spots by the administrational regions, but divide them into different types of tourism activities. So in this process, the direction of our development can be divided into different types. But for Yeosu Port, a broad scope of tourism should be included. So in terms of infrastructure, so then what kind of facilities should we add more? Yeosu Port and Yeosu Expo, what else are needed? I did some studies in maritime tourism-related facilities selection process. And you see here accommodations and commercials and food and sports, entertainment, events, and cultural and functions and relaxation. I'll mention this later too, but in overseas cases, as you know, a lot of areas are integrated together, displaying all these aforementioned functions. So that's kind of the direction that we should pursue as well. This is Busan's Osiria tourism complex, activity in yellow and theme park marked in pink, and the sea landscape in blue zone, and the leisure sports in green zone. How about Yeosu Port? Does it have all these different needs that can be met? And the share of marine tourism in the world's tourism market is estimated to be about 50%, so it's quite popular. When the tourist site is adopted and grows and matured, the marine tourism is just about to grow. So in that regard, we have a lot to do. And like I mentioned earlier, this is the Singapore Sentosa. Like you see here, it has all different functions that meet different needs. So much attracting points. So the trends of the domestic marine tourism is focused on food and the local specialties, and then especially the photo zones, and then the overcoming the seasonality and diversifying. their products. And Yeosu City, according to the Diagnosis on Tourism Competitiveness by Korea Tourism Organization, scored quite high, but then the group tourism content is a little lacking. And the bottom right, the travel agency products are kind of in shortage. This is the number of tourists in Yeosu City. How they're flowing. Yeosu City has actually the most number of tourists. Last year, 10 sites from Jeollanam-do province, Yeosu ranked number 2 with the Expo Ocean Park and Odongdo and Dolsan Park. The Yeosu Marine Cable Car. So the tasks of the Yeosu Port will be coming up with good tourism products, come up with the ways of good promotion and marketing, and establish the collaboration system with other firms. That was a short amount of time that I was given, but then to revitalize the maritime tourism, the Yeosu Port needs to play 3 different roles. First, it needs to serve as a gateway to global and Jeonnam tourism. It needs to be the hub of the maritime tourism. And secondly, it needs to be the central place in Yeosu citizens' leisure and tourism by being the landmark of the maritime tourism. And lastly, I think this is the most interesting keyword. It needs to be an experimenter in Yeosu's innovative tourism contents. I am sure Yeosu City and Yeosu Port are capable of doing this. And in this process, Yeosu Port needs to be the leader. So then how do you play the role of hub? You need to expand the global tourism and access to the tourism in Jeonnam. Also, you need to be a hub for comprehensive tourism acceptance in tourism diffusion. There needs to be the connection, which is very important. You need to create a all-connected one pathway for the tourists to enjoy. If you look into the Melbourne in Australia, there is bike stations and trams, and the routes are all connected. There are also even events where professional tennis players come and play the games. Secondly, how can Yeosu Port be a landmark? As a city, you need to be big, and it needs to be a great place. But from the tourism point of view, it needs to be fun and interesting. And it needs to be a symbol of your specialties of your region. And Eiffel Tower, before it was just transmission tower, but now it is one of the famous tourist sites. That's what Yeosu Port needs to come up with. And you also need to create data on your own and come up with the video content as well. Mike Zuckerberg in 2017 mentioned the video first era will come, and yes, it has come. So now we want all the tourists, each tourist be their own content creator to promote Yeosu Port. Thank you very much. Thank you. You kept your allotted time very well. Thank you very much. Mr. Ko Dong-hwan may have a little more difficulties keeping his allotted time. Are we connected?
고동환 대표님. 네, 고동환 대표님. 네, 지금부터 바로 발표를 해주시기 바랍니다.
So thank you. Please start your presentation.
예, 시간 관계상 바로 발표 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, so let me begin.
예, 제가 두 번째 섹션은 여성 해양 관광 중장 및 발전 전략에
So
대해서
my presentation is about mid and long-term development strategy for Yeosu Port maritime
저희
tourism.
발표 내용으로는 이제 기본적인
So
앞서
first,
말씀드렸겠지만 이제 기초 환경 문제에
I
대해서
am going
간략하게
to
넘어가도록
share
하고요.
with you the result of basic environment analysis, and then I'm going to talk about the mid to long-term development strategy for marine tourism. I hope that this can be some sort of guidelines for your future projects. So first, I am going to talk about the basic environmental analysis results and how we are going to improve the infrastructure around the region. So as the previous speaker said, it is really important to think about the service infrastructure and also think about the in-water and inland activities. And fishing activity is really important as well. But beach and cruise ships can play a really important role for marine tourism as well. And more people are now paying attention to leisure activities around the waterfront. So many other nations are trying to promote marine tourism as well, particularly in China. They are making massive investment in the field, and many domestic and foreign sea cities or ocean cities are hosting waterfront festivals to attract more people, along with providing leisure and sports activities.
네, 좀 죄송합니다. 여수항 현황에 대해서 먼저 알 수가 있어야 될 것
So I
같은데요.
think
위에서부터 보면
we first need to understand the current status of Yeosu Port.
기본적으로 신북항, 그다음에 여수 신항,
So in Yeosu, we have three ports: Yeosu New Port, Old Port, and New North Port. So each port has different functions and roles in the region. And the new North Port is expected to be completed by 2021. So each port has various tourism resources, and I believe that if you ever visited Yeosu Old Port and Yeosu New Port were one of the destinations as well. But the problem is that these two ports lack connectivity. So currently, Yeosu New Port attracts about 3 million people every year, but it fails to attract more visitors. And I believe that you understand why the reason is. So we have to improve the infrastructure and related contents in this region. And I also believe that we have to better utilize the Yeosu Expo facilities and exhibition venue. And for cruise ships, we can utilize Tulsan terminal and around Tulsan Bridge. But I think that the number of visitors and cruise ship users fluctuate depending on seasons. So I think we have to make better strategies for that.
18년 기준 15년 대비 78% 이상 좀 증가가 됐습니다. 그리고 오른쪽에 보시면 크루즈 시 쪽에 보면
And if you look at the trend of cruise ship users, you can see that it increased dramatically from 2017 2017 to 2018. It reported over 663% growth. But due to the COVID pandemic, I think that this year the results or performance will be weak. And one of the reasons that we are losing connectivity between the old and new ports is that the relocation of food truck districts. Because of the relocation, travelers do not know where to go, so it kind of scattered these travelers. And in order to improve connectivity, we have to develop more infrastructure, and we also have to resolve the issue of traffic congestion and parking lot shortage. So based on that, I think that we can now think about the mid to long-term development strategy.
전략 전에 저희가 이제 기본 방향으로는 어떻게 보면은 예전에 에스포라는 그 랜드마크가 시설은 상징성은 있지만 현재는 좀 더 그 지속성 면에서는
was popular tourist destination because it held Expo successfully, but now the Expo facilities are idling, failing to attract more visitors. However, I believe that it has great infrastructure for visitors, and if we can improve the facilities a little further, I think it can surely become a tourism hub in the southern area. So I think that we have to take a two-phased strategy. First, we need to promote marine tourism first, and second, we have to improve the expo facilities and infrastructure. So there could be various detailed projects, but let me move on to the next slide to discuss these details. So first, we have to promote marine leisure sport and marina infrastructure. We need to cooperate with the private sector as well for this. So when we complete the construction of the new North Port, the existing berthage will be idling. So I think we can utilize that facility to establish more advanced marina for visitors. And I also think that we have to find ways to better connect the old and new Yeosu ports. So there could be various solutions. First, we can ensure connectivity on shore, for example, by installing monorail or Skyvex. Or also, we can also establish rail bike or trams. And Yeosu is well known for abundant islands as well. It has more than 300 islands around the region. But the problem is that to go to these islands, you have to go to Tongyang instead of Yeosu. So I think that if we can create a route that connects Yeosu and these islands and small islets, I think that it can attract a lot more visitors to Yeosu. And we could also create new passenger ships for these coastal regions and also for the foreign cities. So it is true that we have airports within this region, but instead of using airports, we have to utilize these marine terminals and ports to attract more visitors from around the world. And the central government is also trying to promote what they call the Sun Belt, or the southern coastal of the Korean Peninsula. This is in fact really a beautiful area that has great potential as a tourist destination. So I think that Yeosu, located at the center of the Sun Belt, can play a bigger role. And I think we also have to make a cruise exclusive terminal, so we need to improve their functions. And I think that we can also diversify cruise ship routes that depart from Yeosu as well. So I think that we can create the Pan-East Sea route connecting Russia and Japan, and the Pan-West Sea route connecting China and Southeast Asian countries. And I also think that we have to revive the expo venue. I think that we have to build more anchor facilities to attract more visitors and to connect different regions. So we have to invite major brands, including coffee shops, and we also have to remodel the facilities to create park and nighttime street market. This is actually a great location because it is very close to the KTX station, and it also has a lot of terminals in the region. And it is true that some facilities used during the expo is now old and worn out, so we have to remodel them or improve them. And for that, I think that private-public partnership will be really important. So here in this slide, you can see my suggestion. So as you can see that we are going to improve the connectivity between the old and new ports by improving infrastructure around the region. So I think that we can break down this project into 3 phases: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So when it comes to the short-term strategy, I think we have to focus on improving infrastructure or making cruise ship policies. And when it goes to the midterm strategy, I think that we also have to ensure connectivity with surrounding islands. And we also have to expand Yeosu Expo Terminal and revive related facilities. And in the longer term, I think that we have to launch the coastal and global cruise lines. So by doing so, I do believe that the old and new ports of Yeosu and expo venue can be revived and be really attractive for travelers. So this will be the end of my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Go. Well, you have shared a lot of information with us and in a really easy and simple way. Thank you so much. And one of the most interesting points that you made was that Yeosu and Gwangyang can be the center or hub for the southern Sun Belt. And you also said that it is really critical to ensure organic connection among all important destinations. So thank you for your insight. And now we're going to begin the panel discussion. So I'm going to invite Mr. Chang Min-jae first for your comment. You have about 3 to 5 minutes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chang Min-jae, director at Hanwha Hotel and Resort. Thanks for your presentation on Yeosu. When my firm carries out the development, you really need to know your target first, or enemy first, to be able to win. In other words, you really need to understand Yeosu and the people who come to Yeosu. So the point of view that you should take is why Yeosu. There is this saying, don't boast your money in Yeosu. And one of our construction sites were sold very quickly at high price because our company really studied Yeosu and its characteristics. And I think Yeosu needs to be the starting point of shifting towards smart cities. It has chemical factories, and our company is also operating the aquarium. we have 5 of them across the country, but the one in Yeosu is most popular because of its unique contents, first, and secondly, because of open innovation. As mentioned earlier, hyper connection and smart city. These 3 are my keywords. First, Yeosu's own contents would be romantic 낭만포차. The food truck district was mentioned. So the experts' studies is important, but the YouTubers' experience sharing contents is also important to go viral. Because, this is mobile era. Secondly, as for open innovation, Santiago in Spain and the Ole in Jeju Island, there is always this representative tracking paths in popular tourist sites, and that's what Yeosu needs one too. And benchmarking and landmarking and differentiated, unique construction sites are not the elements of creating smart, popular cities. It's just the what we create needs to really reflect the lifestyles and needs of Yeosu citizens. And that's where we need to start in creating unique contents. So we need to have the connection between the academia and the industry in their participation in coming up, understanding the needs and the characteristics of Yeosu citizens. Thank you. Moving on to next panelists who have been waiting online for a long time. Mr. Yu Jae-hung, give us a minute. We'll move on to Mr. Kwak Haeng-gu, Cheonnam General Researcher at Gwangju Cheonnam Research Institute. Should you begin, please?
Thank you. I am Kwak Haeng-gu, the researcher at Gwangju Cheonnam Research Institute. So I really enjoyed 2 presentations today. It was really insightful, informative, and practical. And I also liked the comments made by Mr. Chang Min-jae just now. Thank you for sharing your insight for the current trend and status. So all the information shared today was Yeosu specific and very detailed. But when we think about the region, I think we have to think about Gwangyang City as well. So first, we have the national development projects for the southern coastal region, so I think we have to make use of the national projects better. So recently, the government made some changes for the Sun Belt or Southern Belt development. So I think we have to understand it better to make a mid to long-term strategy for the regional development. And secondly, I think we have to take a different perspective towards Yeosu, Gwangyang ports. Of course, they are ports handling logistics services, but they also have to be better connected with the city and daily life of the citizens. The ports can play a bigger role for the development of the city and the region. So the functions played by the port are really complex. So in order to make Gwangyang, Yeosu Gwangyang Port the hub of the southern belt, I think that instead of focusing on the port functions only, I think we have to focus more on the hinterland and related industries, tourism, and R&D. So if we can take this wider perspective towards port, I think we can make better plans and strategies. We all know that how great location these two ports have. Reflecting that and understanding the advantages they have, I think that we have to diversify our plans as well. And as one of the speakers mentioned earlier, launching cruise ship lines or routes in the region can be really great as well.
최근에 대두되고 있는 거는 2022년 제28차 유엔 기후 변화 협약 당사국 총회가 있습니다. COP 28이라고 언급이 돼서
one of the things that I would like to mention is that the UN will host the 28th COP in 2022.
이것들이 이런 유치와 더불어서 이제 여수가 국제 회의 도시로 지정이 되고
So we are hosting this event in Korea, and if Yeosu can become an important hub for this event, I think that we can make more detailed strategy to launch cruise ship lines in Yeosu as well. And third
이 부분들을 이제
point
주변
that I would like to mention
연대와 협력을 통해서 해안 워터프론트 친수 공간으로
is that we have to create a waterfront
이것 부분들이 좀 구체적으로 설정이 됐으면 좋겠다.
park around Yeosu Gwangyang Port in cooperation with regional governments.
보성은 녹차수도, 고흥은 우주수도, 순천은 생태수도,
Bosong is popular for green tea, and Yeosu is popular for port, and Gwangyang for logistics. So considering all this, I think that we can surely make the Jeollanam-do province the hub for the marine logistics and industries. So in this regard, I believe that Yeosu and Gwangyang can play a really pivotal role.
도약하려면 항구 자체가 세계적인 미항이 돼야 된다고 생각을 합니다.
And the first step to make it happen will be to improve infrastructure and scenery of the port. Just think about the port in Sydney. Sydney is well known for its beautiful scenery and beautiful opera house. So if we can make some landmark facilities around the port, I think that the port itself and the surrounding region can become more attractive. So by improving the surrounding infrastructure and region, I think that we can promote the marine tourism in this region. And of course, adopting new technologies and digitalizing the ports can helpful as well.
광역적으로 연계하는 어떤
And I also think that regional connectivity should be enhanced as well.
예비 타당성 조사 면제 사업으로 선정을 해서 어떤 남양권 발전을 위한 기틀을 마련했지 않습니까?
We recently passed the preliminary feasibility study for construction of bridge in the region.
또 광양만 이런 것들이 만으로 연결되어 있기 때문에 이런 워터프론트를
building these bridges can be really important because we do have a lot of coastal areas and bay areas in the region that could be connected through bridges.
이제 개최 예정입니다. 그래서 그런 어떤 섬 국제 박람회를
And we are also planning to
어떤
host
행사로
the international
추진될
ship
수 있도록 전라남도와
exhibition in Yeosu as
여수시에서
well. So Jeollanam-do province
이런
and
부분들을
Yeosu city
통해서
should
어떤 여수의
strengthen the
브랜딩이 좀 구체되지
cooperation
않을까
to
그런
successfully
말씀을 드립니다.
host this event.
드리고 싶은 말씀 많이
So,
있습니다만
well, I do have a lot of things that I want to say,
감사합니다.
but due to time constraints, I'll end here.
Thank you.
곽현구 연구관님께서 아주 좋은
Mr. Kwak
좋은 아주 내용
gave us a very good insight.
마지막으로 그러면은
Lastly,
유재흥 센터장님께 시간을
Mr. Yu Jae-hung, the head of ASEA Cruise Center.
예, 아시아 크루즈 센터 유재익입니다. 오늘 두 분 발표하신 거 잘 들었고요.
Thank you for the two presentations in session 3. Mr. Ha and Mr. Go's presentation, I will add some more to those presentations. First, Dr. Ha mentioned the trend of the tourism and the consumption paradigm needs to be changed. And I think that is very true. Last year in Yeosu, the domestic travel keyword trends were studied. The night sea of Yeosu and aquarium were one of the hot issues, keywords. So, to the vitalization of Yeosu tourism, you really need to study these keywords and suggest them so that the tourists could relate to those keywords and come to Yeosu. So you need to create keywords, the keywords that really represent Yeosu's uniqueness. And vitalization of the cruise tourism. Domestically, Jeju, Incheon, Jeju, and Sokcho, along with Yeosu, are the representative places where they're investing a lot to develop the cruise tourism. Yeosu as well, for the mid and long-term strategy, cruise terminal will be established. We are preparing for it. The foreign tourists, when they come to Korea, what are some of the unique characteristics that you could provide to the foreign tourists compared to Incheon or Jeju, where they spend about 6 hours inland before they go back to their cruise ship. And one of the most difficulties they are experiencing are the securing the number of hours the tourists can enjoy, because it takes a lot of time for tourists to actually move to the tourist sites. In that regard, Yeosu has a very good strength in it. So CIQ can be carried out very quickly so that tourists could quickly move on to the inland tourist sites within much shorter amount of time. The representative case would be the Greece Santorini Island. The residents there is less than 20,000, but then it receives more than 30,000 tourists. And that's what Yeosu can do as well. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I think what you had to say was actually the most helpful. Today's forum is joined by a lot of attendees via YouTube, and there is a lot of questions that our participants ask on YouTube, and one of them is, I would also like to ask your thoughts and opinions on this question amongst our presenters or discussants. Here's the question by Kim Min-soo. In the post-COVID-19 era, how can you vitalize the marine tourism? Mr. Ko or Dr. Ha or our panelists? All right, each of you gets 1 or 2 minutes.
Well, in the post-era of COVID-19, well, I think we have to understand new standards and rules. So we have to follow the guidelines when we travel. And particularly if people have to use ships, I think that the passenger capacity should be lowered a little. And I think that tourism programs can change as well accordingly. So I think that the pre-existing programs can remain, but they may have to make some changes responding to changes in this new era. And well, this was actually mentioned during my presentation as well. Well, we can't call this time the post-COVID-19 era yet, but I think that the keyword for this era can be family, outdoor, and close tour, and clean. So considering these keywords, I think we have to design our maritime tourism as well. And particularly outdoor activities and camping can be really popular. So if we clearly understand the future direction, and if we set up clear directions and with clear guideline, I think we can successfully design our maritime tourism. And I think particularly for the city of Yeosu, attracting people from closer regions could be really effective as well.
Anybody else who would like to make brief comments? As for us, regarding the post-COVID-19, our industry is very sensitive, so we've been watching closely since February. It's going to have an L shape, and 2 keywords come up to my mind. First, untapped business. Second is the ones who were born in the 90s. Untapped security and individualized, personalized facilities are some of the points that we could think of. So it's not integrated, it's not together. It's all, these are some of the keywords. So those who were born in the 90s, sometimes they sleep in their cars. So they do their activities while not contacting any other people to relieve their needs for travels or tours. As for golf as well, number of 25% of the golf, the domestic golf courses are doing better since we entered the COVID-19 era, because domestic golf courses are considered a little safer. So the untapped type of products for safety. So if we come up with more products in this regard, then the domestic tourism will be more vitalized. In terms of marine tourism, surfing, which started in Jeju, has shifted to Yangyang for younger generations. But there is a lot more different sports, maritime sports, where you could come up with better products, reflecting your specialties in your region. There is a book titled There Comes a Generation Born in the 90s. But think of it, you may think they're too young, but actually they're in their 30s. Baby boomers have 85% of houses in Korea, but then the actual spenders are a little younger generations. But what are their actual needs is what we need to study and understand. And firms like Google, through reverse mentoring, they study the people's needs in their 20s and 30s. So for the government policymakers, when you come up with some policies, please include the needs and opinions of these youngsters as well. Thank you very much.
Well, if you would like to make a comment, Mr. Kwok, you can also do so.
포스트 코로나 이후에
Well,
전남의 관광 정책하면 전남은 청정이잖아요.
after this pandemic, I hope that Jeollanam-do province can become popular, more popular. Actually, we have really few infected cases in this region, and we have great natural resources here as well, including beaches and islands. I understand that connecting various outdoor destinations can be really effective for the tourism in the post-COVID-19 era. So, for example, we can promote some programs like living on an island for 1 month. Or we can also promote small or private beaches to people. And we can also have people to have camping activities with their cars on the waterfront areas as well. So that's my idea to promote maritime tourism in the region.
After COVID-19 era, it's going to be difficult. It's kind of, you will fear meeting strangers, and you'll feel most safe hanging out with your family. So that will be your priority, followed by a small group meetings with your friends. So that's going to be the new pattern or style of tourism. So in order to attract this type of tourists, you need to really focus and emphasize the, how clean your area is. So you need to focus on sanitization. When you establish, come up with the tourism products. Thank you. All right. Our presenters and panelists, I think they are now satisfied. They shared all they have to say. So we will close our session. Since the COVID-19 chaos, I felt that back in the financial crisis, how the advanced countries respond to crises are completely different. When the tourism industry earns more than $30,000 per person, and it is a huge business. But then Korea stands only at like 5% of it. So in the future, tourism is going to be a very important theme. Secondly, on top of focusing on the manufacturing and other industrial elements, Yeosu-hang is considered a lot for the industrial development. But we need to go beyond the industrial elements to include, other roles like tourism. And it's going to be a great transformation of Yeosu City. And Yeosu is taking a very good lead in pioneering in such industry. And thank you for preparing this forum. And we will close our session, and I turn the mic over to our MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a wonderful and insightful session. Thank you for chairing, Mr. Chung, and thank you for your great insights, Mr. Panelists. So it is true that we are living in the era of non-contact, but I hope that every one of you can give a round of applause to all the participants from where you are today. So now we are going to have the last prize lottery before ending the entire forum. So during these 3 sessions, many of you left comments. So thank you so much for your participation. So YouTube ID James Kim, YS Choi, Miroslav Yoon, 최한은, 은섬, Nice King T, and Kim Min-soo. You won the prize. Thank you so much for your participation, and please send your YouTube ID and address to the email address at ygpafficial@gmail.com. So thank you very much for being with us till the end of today's forum. The 11th Yeosu Gwangyang Port Authority's Global Forum was held with the theme Navigating the Way to G3. So we had great professionals, speakers, and panelists, and we heard great ideas, opinions from these leaders. I hope that this can be a great opportunity for us to review our approach toward the port and find a better way to improve our facility. So thank you so much for participating in today's forum. Thank you very much.